Well, you had a pretty tough life. Your parents sort of abandoned you.
Yeah,
my
father left when I was 2 months. And he was a migrant farm worker. And this is really funny because you figure most migrant farm workers are really hard-working, decent dudes. My father was the laziest farm worker. And, I would always say that he would just pick enough lettuce for himself.
Right. You can't do that when you're working.
Couple tomatoes, I'm done.
He migrated away from the family.
He did. He totally left.
He took your birth certificate
and some clothes and some other things. 2 months when I was born, and I never saw him again.
Why did your dad take your birth certificate?
You know why I think? Because I think he had other children in Mexico, and I think he wanted to use my birth certificate for one of those kids so that they would be a citizen.
Wow.
So then your mom marries a dude, she runs off with him and leaves you with your grandma.
Well, not only did my mom marry a dude, my mom married a dude who was like literally 60 years older than she was. And that was so embarrassing to me to have my mom be like 30 and have some dude that looks, like the crib keeper driving you to school, man. I would duck down, and not only was I holding in my pee, I was pretending to tie my shoes at the same time.
We sometimes talk about, people who have children later in life and how weird that is for the kid. You actually lived it.
If this dude had sperm, it came in a freeze-dried version.
Did your mom run off with him and start a whole other family with him?
I have two stepsisters who consider me brothers, but believe me, I haven't seen them forever, and I don't even want to get associated with them. I don't want to get associated with my mother.
It's like the old dude didn't want to have you for his son, so he ran off, started a whole new family, and your mom just left her son.
Yeah, exactly. My mom was wacky from back then, man. I mean, she fell out of a car when she was 13, got epilepsy.
Wow.
When that was
you fall out of a car, you get epilepsy?
Well, I don't know
what depends on what part of your brain you hit.
You just knocked right on the head, man.
Wow.
It's one of those. It's one of those situations where she's leaning against the camper door. Remember the old style camper doors?
Yeah.
She's leaning against the camper door. The light turns green. The camper door opens, and she just flips.
Our parents always said that would happen. I never heard of it actually happening.
Wow. I wish I had a video of that.
Oh, so do I, man. Just land on the street. And not only that, the driver doesn't know you fell out of the car.
Yikes.
They get there and they get to the park and they count people. They're missing one.
Nobody even knew she was missing. Do you see your mom at all? Does she hit you up for money now?
I don't see my mother. I don't want to see my mother.
Don't call if she hears you here.
She doesn't even have my number. Here's the amazing thing, Howard, is that I don't have much of a family, and they really are just the worst parasites and just the biggest leeches in life. When I get my kidney disease, I get calls from a lot of people. Chris Rock, there's too many to mention, but Larry David, Sam Jackson, Clint Eastwood, a lot of Cheech and a lot of the guys. My family made one call, and that call was to the Enquirer to say that I had molested my mother and slept with my cousins. And we found out who it was, and we tracked her down. So if my family's listening, if they want any of me, then come and get me, because I got a great-ass attorney who's ready to put you back in the track homes that you belong in.
Wow. I don't blame you for being pissed. I always am amazed.
Who raised him? It sounds like he was completely left.
His grandmother. You can't stand her either, right?
My grandmother is, now she's demented. My grandmother's 85 years old, the most ungrateful bitch in the world. I'm rebuilding her house from the ground up. Literally, it's cost me $60,000. I take her over there just to show her, because she's demented. She's like, when is my house going to be ready? I'm cold. So I take her over there. There's no carpet. There's central air. They're putting a new roof. She gets in the car and she goes, "That looks horrible." I'm like, "You bitch, we're fixing it." That's what it looks like when it's a month away. It's progress.
It's a work in progress.
But the thing is that she's demented, and she knows I'm on TV, but she thinks I'm Raymond from Everybody Loves Raymond.
No.
Right. She didn't even know who you are.
She didn't even know. She's like, "Where's your brother? Where's the tall guy that your brother?"
But you find humor in this, but it is a painful life. I mean, when your mom and
everybody leaves.
I can't believe the dad doesn't even get in touch with you for money. You know what I mean? That's the worst. They go to the Enquirer and go, "Oh, my son doesn't even help me."
My big shot son.
Yeah.
But I would love to hear the conversation with my relatives going, "Yeah, hi, we're George Lopez's relatives. Yeah, he boned us."
Yeah.
And then you can hear the other relatives in the back.
What did they accuse you of? That you had sex with your mother?
That I had sex with my mother. Believe me.
How would you do that?
What age were you?
Howard, I wouldn't let her tuck me in, man. Forget about that.
But I mean, she abandoned you when you were a little kid.
That's the thing.
When did you have time to have sex with her?
You know what? You know how stupid it was? Even the Enquirer it said, you want us to believe that? and when did the Enquirer do that?
Yeah.
So what the Enquirer did was they gave the number to my publicist, and then we contacted an FBI person, and then they took care of it.
Good. Is your mom hot or something? I mean, you can't keep your hands off her?
My mom is not hot. My mom looks just like, Cher did when she used to wear those cat glasses, and did that whole character.
Right.
Just the worst person. And plus she was illiterate, so every time she'd come to my school when I was little, they'd go, can your parents sign in? And she'd put like an X, like a pirate. You ever see like an old treasure map and they go, X marks the spot? That was my mom's signature, was the big X, All she needed was a parrot on her shoulder.
Oh, man, you must have been angry. Did you like get into a lot of fights and stuff? Just take out your anger on kids? And
Yeah, I was probably not the... who knows what I was? I wanted to be a friend, and I was a bully, and I couldn't fight, and I went to bed.
I do have this kidney problem your whole life.
Yeah,
you were in danger of dying, right?
I really was, and we were still doing the show, and I don't think anybody knew that I was how close I was to dying, but I had an 18% kidney function.